we're in a little bit of a different spot, a little bit less professional, maybe a little bit less put together. Doesn't look like I've cleaned in a while either, but we are in the bedroom, so I've got 4 tips to help you potentially have better sleep while in the bed. We're not talking environment nearly as much as things that I've noticed about myself in the bed. I do have a couple of videos that I'm working on. One of them is the Pnoe test. I did get my metabolic test done, so go check Instagram if you haven't seen that video. But so let's talk about this. So I noticed that when I was in bed and side sleeping, that sometimes I would wake up and I felt like as stupid as it sounds, that my fists were sore. And what I realized I was doing is, as I was underneath, like sleeping on my side, and my hands were here, that I would actually be like, have my hands in like fists like this, like underneath my pillow. And so what I've started doing is, like, consciously, when I kind of have a disturbance, if you're using Whoop jargon, I make sure that when I flip over to my side, that I have my hands open. So that way there's less tension there. Do I look like I am calmly sleeping? As I'm on the bed. So think about that. Just pay attention if you have a disturbance and you're waking up. Think about all the parts of your body. You know, that you don't want your feet to be tense, your legs to be tense, your hands to be tense, your arms to be tense. So don't actually be hugging yourself, like physically tensioning around your body. So pay attention to that. Other thing I would say is when you're I noticed that when I sleep on my chest, on my stomach, that I have a lot of lower back pain. I think it's because of the fact that, one, I have 2 bulging discs, but also because of that it raises up your head, and so your spine isn't as straight, and probably putting pressure on like the lumbar area. So I would try, if you have lower back pain after waking up, try to not sleep on your stomach. Try to sleep on your back, you know, woo! Or sleep on your side, like that. And you could even sleep on your other side, because you've got 2 sides. That's science. So try not to sleep on your stomach if you happen to have lower back pain while you're in the bed. See how that goes. Get on the side, and remember, don't tense up. You want to keep your hands nice and open, or other parts of your body. Another thing to try to think about is your pillow that you use. I go to a hotel and they've got like 8 pillows, like I'm supposed to sleep all stacked up like this, like, oh my God, yeah. Woo, so comfortable. This is not how we're made to sleep. So don't do this. So you'll notice that my pillow is one of those nice little memory foam guys. And it's got this wicked shape to it, so it's got a curve here. The other side it's flat. I like this, what my wife uses, and I've seen other people use these now, is you get them on Amazon, whatever, and you can take the stuffing out. So you can actually open this up and remove stuffing so that you can kind of customize your pillow size. So if pillow height is something you want to play around with, but don't know what type of pillow to get, maybe one of these would work. I'll figure out what Tamara has and put a link in the description to that, figure out which one I have and all that jazz. I've had this guy for a long time though. I love this one. So pillow height. That's another thing to think about when you're in bed that could potentially causing issues if you have lower back pain because of the fact that your head's just too dang high and putting pressure on your lumbar. Lastly is the one my wife loves, and by loves I actually mean hate. Sarcasm layered all over it. Because she's over here making the bed and she'll stuff this thing way down and then she'll like tension this and it's like super smooth and tight like she's in the military or something crazy. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this is my side of the bed. I come lift this side up and she hates it. But the reason I do that is when I get in bed, because I've become a back sleeper now, is you want to make sure that you actually don't have too much tension on your feet. Because if you keep this really tight, it'll actually pull your feet down and it'll create stress here on your shins, which is the weirdest feeling to wake up and be like, why do my legs hurt? I just slept. But it's potentially because you might have too much tension with your sheets. So those are 4 things to play around with the next time you're awkwardly getting into bed with people watching you on the internet. I guess it's not that kind of video, but yeah, so those are things that I've been kind of trying to think through a lot of the things that I have changed or noticed or adapted that have helped me get better sleep or feel more rested when I wake up. And those are those things. I try to be less tense when I'm laying in bed. I try to make sure that I realize what kind of sleeper I am. I can't be a stomach sleeper, even though my body will roll me around and put me on my stomach because it just hurts my lower back too much. I don't like having a tall pillow. I like having a very small, light pillow. And then also is the way my wife likes to make the bed hurts my ankles. So I can't fault her for that. She wants the bed a certain way. I just have to adjust it for myself. So think about those kind of things. If you've got questions on this, definitely ask them. Be on the lookout for some more videos. If you haven't seen any of the whoop strap stuff and you're finding this because of bed, this is what caused me to go down the rabbit hole of trying to find better sleep and pay more attention to sleep, being in the bed, things of that nature. So now my wife and I are going to go film our other video in bed, but that's not for YouTube.